Imagine this, you're chilling in your own backyard. Pool sparkling under the sun. Friends laughing over burgers, then bam. The HOA queen storms in. Dials 911 like she's busting a cartel. Only to watch her throne shatter when the criminals turn out to be the cops themselves. What starts as a petty power trip spirals into a neighborhood revolution, leaving the tyrant exposed and exiled in her own cul-de-sac. In the sleepy suburb of Willow Creek, where every lawn was mowed to military precision and mailboxes matched like they were auditioning for a catalog, life for Alex Thompson was supposed to be a fresh start. After a messy divorce that left rumors swirling like autumn leaves, whispers that he'd been some deadbeat dad who skipped town to dodge child support, Alex moved in quietly, hoping the white picket fences would shield him from more gossip. He kept his head down, nodded politely at neighbors, and focused on rebuilding, a steady job in IT, weekend hikes with his dog, and turning his modest ranch-style home into a haven. But beneath the facade of tranquility lurked the HOA, a beast of bylaws that turned community standards into a straitjacket. Alex heard the stories early: fines for holiday lights up a day too long, citations for cars parked incorrectly on your own driveway, but he figured as long as he flew under the radar, he'd be fine. Little did he know, Evelyn Evie Hargrove, the HOA president, had already pegged him as trouble. Evie was the epitome of suburban royalty, perfectly coiffed bob, pearl earrings, and a smile that said bless your heart while plotting your downfall. She patrolled the streets in her golf cart, notebook in hand, enforcing rules with the zeal of a traffic cop on commission. It's all about maintaining property values, she'd coo at meetings. But everyone knew it was about her ego. Alex's first brush came innocently enough. One evening, he left his recycling bin out an hour past sunset. The next morning, a pink slip appeared on his door, $25 fine for visual pollution. He paid it without fuss, chalking it up to newbie jitters. But the whispers started soon after. At the neighborhood block party, mandatory attendance. Of course, Alex overheard snippets. That new guy, Alex? Heard he fled some scandal back east. Probably why he's so quiet. Evie, sipping her iced tea, didn't correct them. Her knowing glance only fueled the fire. Alex bit his tongue, observing how Evie twisted facts like pretzels. She wasn't just enforcing rules, she was the rumor mill's CEO, using concern for the community to mask her control freak tendencies. Inside, Alex seethed but stayed silent, documenting every infraction in a private journal, waiting for the right moment. He knew rushing in would make him look like the hothead the rumors painted him as. The spark ignited on a sweltering July afternoon. Alex decided to host a low-key pool gathering, not a rager. Just a dozen or so folks to beat the heat. He'd invited old colleagues, a couple neighbors who'd been kind despite the gossip, and some family friends from the city. The invites were casual texts: come splash around, bring a six-pack. By noon, the backyard hummed with easy chatter. Splashes echoed from the pool as kids cannonballed in, while adults lounged on deck chairs, flipping burgers on the grill. The scent of sunscreen and charcoal mingled with laughter, pure suburban bliss. Alex manned the grill, flipping patties with a satisfied grin. This is what I needed, he muttered to his buddy Mike, a burly guy from work. No drama, just good vibes. Mike chuckled, clinking his beer. Yeah, man. But watch out for that HOA lady. Heard she's got eyes everywhere. Alex waved it off. I'm golden. Kept the guest list small, music low. What's she gonna do? Find me for fun? As if summoned by irony, the gate creaked open. There stood Evie, in her khaki capris and HOA-branded polo. Clipboard clutched like a shield. Her eyes scanned the scene like a hawk spotting mice. "Alex," she called out. Her voice honeyed steel. "A word. If you please." The chatter dipped slightly. But Alex kept his cool, wiping his hands on a towel. "Sure. Evie. What's up?" He strolled over, blocking her view of the pool subtly. She peered past him, counting heads with pursed lips. "This assembly. How many people are here exactly?" Alex shrugged. 10. 12 tops. Friends and family." Evie's smile tightened. "Friends and family. Well, per section 4.2 of the covenants, gatherings exceeding 8 non-residents require pre-approval. And I don't recall approving this." Alex raised an eyebrow. 8? Come on, Evie. It's a pool dip on a hot day. We're not blasting EDM or anything." She flipped her clipboard, jotting notes. Noise complaints have already come in, laughter carrying over fences. "You know. And those cars parked on the street? Blocking sight lines. This is about safety. Alex. Property values." Her tone dripped with faux concern, but her eyes gleamed with gotcha glee. Alex felt the familiar burn of injustice but kept his voice even. "No one's complained to me. And those non-residents? Half are from the block. Look. We're keeping it chill." Evie stepped closer, lowering her voice to a conspiratorial whisper. "I know about your past, Alex. Rumors fly fast here. Don't make this harder by flouting rules. I'm just trying to keep our community wholesome." There it was, the subtle jab, twisting the knife of those false whispers. Alex's jaw clenched, but he smiled thinly. "Appreciate the concern, Evie. But everything's by the book," she huffed, turning on her heel. "We'll see about that." As she marched off, Alex returned to the grill, but the mood had soured slightly. "What was that about?" Mike asked. Alex poked a burger. "Just the local sheriff playing judge. Ignore it." But deep down, he knew Evie wasn't done. She'd sniffed blood, and her troublemaker label on him was about to escalate. The tension ratcheted up like a slow-boiling pot. Over the next hour, the party regained its groove, more splashes, more stories, but Alex kept glancing at the gate. Sure enough, Evie returned. This time with reinforcements, 2 other HOA board members, both nodding sycophants in matching visors. She barged through without knocking, her face flushed with righteous fury. "Alex, this has gone far enough," she barked, loud enough to halt the fun. Heads turned, kids paused mid-splash. Alex set down his tongs, approaching calmly. "Evie. Back so soon? Miss the ambience?" She ignored the quip, thrusting a printed rule sheet at him. 20 people. I counted from the sidewalk. This violates noise ordinances, parking regs, and gathering limits. You're turning this neighborhood into a frat house." One board member, a mousy guy named Ted, chimed in meekly. "It's about decorum. You see." Alex scanned the yard, 14 guests max. Music at whisper level. "Frat house? Evie. We're grilling hot dogs, not keg standing. And that count? Includes my niece and her doll." Evie's eyes narrowed, her voice rising to a shrill pitch. "Don't play smart with me. I've heard the complaints, your guests are rowdy outsiders. And with your reputation. She trailed off meaningfully, letting the implication hang. Alex felt the sting. The rumors weaponized again. Guests murmured uncomfortably, one neighbor whispered, "Is this for real?" But Alex stayed composed, his mind racing ahead. Reputation? You mean the lies you've let spread? Fine. Call it what you want. But this is private property. Evie's smirk returned, pulling out her phone. Oh. I will. Police non-emergency line. They'll sort this private chaos. She dialed dramatically, speaking into the receiver. Yes. Disturbance at 142 Maple Lane. Unauthorized large party. Potential code violations. Send someone quick, it's escalating. Alex crossed his arms, suppressing a grin. Escalating? Evie. You're the one yelling. She hung up, triumphant. They'll be here in 10. Then you'll see, rules aren't suggestions. The party hushed, tension thick as humidity. Mike sidled up. Dude. She's nuts. Alex nodded subtly. Let her dig. I've got this. Evie paced, lecturing anyone listening about community harmony while glaring at the offenders. Her hypocrisy shone. Her own holiday bashes were legendary for overflow parking. But rules bent for the queen. Alex observed, noting her increasing desperation, fidgeting, voice cracking slightly. She feared losing face, her control slipping. Guests exchanged eye rolls, the absurdity breeding quiet chuckles. This is Pete Karen, one whispered. Alex stayed silent, his patience a weapon, waiting for the reversal. Sirens wailed faintly in the distance, cutting through the awkward silence like a knife. Evie perked up, her face beaming with vindication. See? Authority arrives. This ends now. 2 patrol cars pulled up. Lights flashing but no blare, standard response. Officers stepped out, a stern-faced sergeant and a younger deputy. Alex's guests shifted uneasily, but he waved them calm. Everyone. Relax. Burgers are still hot. Evie rushed to the gate, clipboard waving. Officers. Thank goodness. I'm Evelyn Hargrove, HOA president. This man's hosting an illegal rave, noise. Overcrowding. Safety hazards. The sergeant. A tall guy with a mustache. Eyed the scene, kids and floaties. Adults with sodas. Grill smoking gently. Rave. Ma'am? Looks like a family barbecue. Evie's confidence faltered but held. It's deceptive. 20+ people. Unapproved. He's a known troublemaker, rumors of past issues. Enforce the bylaws. The deputy chuckled softly, recognizing something. Alex stepped forward casually. Officers. Sorry for the hassle. Just a small get-together. The sergeant's eyes lit up. Alex? Alex Thompson? From the Precinct Charity Softball League? Alex grinned. Sergeant Ruiz. Yeah. Man. And Deputy Hayes, your wife's the one who brought those killer deviled eggs last picnic. Turns out, half Alex's rowdy outsiders were off-duty cops and their families, old pals from volunteer work at the local station. Mike was a detective, the loud guy by the pool. A retired chief. Evie's face drained of color, her smugness evaporating like pool water in the sun. You're all. Police, she stammered. Clipboard trembling. Ruiz turned to her, eyebrow arched. Ma'am. This is a false alarm. No disturbance here, Just folks enjoying the day. Wasting our time on this? Not cool. Evie backpedaled frantically. But the rules. HOA covenants supersede, Hayes cut in. Miffed. Covenants aren't law. Lady. And spreading rumors? That's borderline defamation. Guests snickered, one cop quipped. Bet she fines for bad vibes too. Evie's panic peaked, eyes darting. Voice shrill. This is outrageous. I'm protecting the community. But the officers dismissed her. Chatting with Alex like old times. Humiliated. Evie slunk away. Her power play backfiring spectacularly. Alex didn't gloat outwardly. But inside? Pure satisfaction. The party resumed with extra laughs. The absurdity bonding everyone. But this was no end. Alex knew Evie's ego wouldn't quit. He started gathering ammo, emails. Fines. Neighbor testimonies. The reversal had begun. Word spread like wildfire through Willow Creek. Evie's epic flop at the cop party became legend. Whispered over fences and texted in group chats. She doubled down. Issuing petty fines, Alex got dinged for pool toys visible from street, neighbors for minor infractions she'd ignored before. But the mask cracked, her moral high ground speeches at meetings rang hollow. Laced with desperation. We must uphold standards, she'd proclaim. But attendees rolled eyes. Murmuring about her hypocrisy. Alex, ever patient, rallied quietly. He hosted informal coffees. Collecting stories, she fined me for my kids' chalk drawings, called it graffiti. Spread lies about my business to block my home office permit. The rumors she'd fueled about Alex backfired. Painting her as the real villain. At the annual HOA meeting, packed with fed-up residents, Alex stood. Evie's abused her power long enough, false calls. Rumors. Control disguised as care. We demand a vote, remove her and reform the board. Evie sputtered. Face ashen. This is mutiny. I'm the guardian of our values. But votes poured in, overwhelming majority for change. She stormed out. Defeated. Her lopsided empire toppled. The new board focused on fairness, relaxed rules. Open dialogues. Willow Creek breathed easy. Barbecues frequent. Gossip replaced by genuine bonds. Alex reflected on his porch. The once stifling suburb now vibrant. He'd turned whispers into roars. Patience into power. But was Evie the real monster? Or just a product of a system that lets petty tyrants thrive? You tell me, in a world of absurd rules. Who's truly disrupting the peace, the rule breaker or the rule maker gone rogue? Drop your thoughts below. Has your HOA ever crossed the line?